Hi, everyone. Back with FemHealth here. I'm interviewing Dr. Brooke Jeffy today, who is a board certified dermatologist based out of Arizona. And today, our question for Dr. Jeffy is, why do we get acne as adults? I thought this was a puberty thing. Why am I still getting acne?
So yeah, right. Acne is like this gift that keeps on giving for a lot of us. But, for adults, particularly women, it has a lot to do with hormone fluctuations, of course, which also plays a role in puberty as well, for, both sexes. But in addition to that, there are a lot of factors that contribute to acne that are the same across all ages. And so I think it's helpful to kind of run through some of those factors or some of the things that happen that actually cause acne bumps, because then you can sort of go back and think about all the things that you may be doing in your routine or lifestyle choices you're making that influence all of these factors. But one thing I do think is interesting before getting to that is hereditary issues also play a role. But that seems to actually play more of a role in adult acne, not so much in, teen acne, which I think is kind of interesting. And I'm not sure that we understand exactly why that is. But when you're thinking about how acne forms, there's sort of three main areas. So first is a clogged pore. The second thing is bacteria. And then the third thing is inflammation. So when you think through all these things, there are all these things that we do that contribute to them. So with the clogged pore, for example, there is our follicles not behaving, the cells of the follicles not behaving appropriately. So they are physically clogging the pore, or things that we're doing like not washing our face, not getting our makeup off, and dirt and debris and oil, sebum, is sitting in the pore clogging it. Then there are the product choices we're using. So most of us have heard of comedogenic and non-comedogenic, but maybe if we haven't, that is testing that is done with ingredients. It's not 100%, but it gives you an idea of how likely they are to clog pores. So if you are tending to break out, you want to use non-comedogenic products. The other thing is friction. So a lot of times for adult women, I will see this on like their backs, for example. They're working out a lot, sports bras, sweat, kind of rubbing. The same is true for pillowcases. So, we're sitting there, maybe if we're not taking our makeup off well, and then, we're moving along on the pillow, that friction drives anything on the surface into the pore to cause this initial kind of formation of acne. The other thing is all the things that increase oil production. So this goes back to those hormone fluctuations, and that's primarily driven by androgens, but also anything that increases cortisol or IGF-1. So not to get too detailed about these, but so you can think about, like, for example, sleep. If you are not sleeping adequately, your cortisol levels increase, that drives sebum production. You are ingesting things like dairy, which this is a very big topic right now, is all the dietary effects on acne. But for example, dairy and high glycemic index foods, these can drive oil production through various pathways. So then these hormone fluctuations, the excessive androgens, they drive sebum production. So that's a lot going on right there that can contribute to just that first part. Right. And then the bacteria. So we have this normal bacteria in our skin called Cutibacterium acnes. It's got a cute name. But it normally lives on our skin and it loves to live in our pores. And when you have that first step of acne, there's a blockage. Right. Then the bacteria proliferates back there, causes all this inflammation that leads to inflammatory acne bumps. And then things we do can cause that to become resistant and more aggressive, leading to more acne. And then lastly is just inflammation. So all the things like ultraviolet exposure, or you're not moisturizing your skin, it's really dry, it's inflamed, that continues to drive the process as well. And then there's also the gut skin brain axis, which is very hot topic these days. So things that we may be doing in terms of our diet, causing gut inflammation, seeps out, drives inflammation in the skin. So all those same roles, across all those same factors play a role across all ages.
Right. So if I'm basically not sleeping, I'm stressed out, and then having a glass of wine, that's all inflammatory.
Exactly, right? It's very challenging. So you obviously have to kind of, nobody is perfect, but picking some things that you can focus on to minimize.
Yeah. Okay, no, that's super helpful. So primarily when young teens are getting acne, they are getting it primarily from hormone shifts because a lot of them aren't wearing makeup. I mean, they might be rubbing their face against a pillow, but they're probably not wearing too much makeup at that age. So is that primarily hormonal at that
I
point?
would say it's primarily hormonal, but I would also say that this is something, a topic I'm very interested in is tween and teen skin health. And I mean, even adults struggle with washing their face twice a day. So getting teens and tweens to do that consistently and get their makeup off, because I mean, actually a lot of them do wear makeup, pretty early actually these days. So all those things, but yeah, primarily it's going to be hormones.
Okay, awesome. No, it's super helpful. Thank you for answering that question.
Thank you.